everyone? Or it's afternoon already? Okay. So I'm going to take over from where my colleague has said. So we have interactions. In interactions, what do I mean by that when it comes to interactivity? That the technology allows students to engage deeply with the material. That's one point. And then the student-teacher interaction. Does it enable meaningful communication between students and the instructor? And the third one is student-to-student interaction. Does it promote peer collaboration or teamwork? So on the other points, we have organizational issues. As a trainer, you can go to maybe in your institution, you want to implement some technologies for learning, but it all depends as well as if that does management support that as an organization. For example, as Steve here, if a trainer wants even maybe to have this big television here, like the one we had at main campus, does he have the support to have it here? So that's one question you need to ask when you, as a trainer, you're trying to get these technologies in class. Then the other issues we have networking. Does it support? Okay, let me first say how it works. Networking involves how well the technology supports networking and communication, both within the course and beyond it. And also this includes connections between students, educators, and external resources. So, for example, in collaboration, the technology facilitates collaboration between students, both in person and personally. So, at the end of the day, systems like or resources like Google Drive. Once, for example, you can have a Google Drive whereby if you are working on maybe the group assignment we post there, every one of us is able to access that information. Maybe also as well that is help make it easy, disseminate knowledge, and also that's the whole part of networking as well. Then you have security and privacy. As we know, as learners or as a trainer, your learners will be able to share their data in different ways and forms. So, is their data safe? Considering the system or the digital technology you have implemented, you don't want information that shared by your learners being shared to third parties. Maybe they can be misused or used for some reasons which were not meant for learning. So security and privacy, of course, is a critical issue when determining the digital technology you want to adopt in class. Then maybe I would like something a little on the same, as well as it's the same as a Shua model, but when you're using the sections model, there are four stages, or I can say a life cycle for the model when you want to implement it. The first step, of course, is say you define, and then the second one is assess. The third is implement, and the fourth is refine. So when you're saying this, by define, what do I mean? What you're trying to accomplish. Of course, this is the same as objectives. So if you have chosen to use this model, you have to define your objectives. What do you want your learners to know? And that you want to say, or you want to ask your questions like, I really want students to learn this and this and this. This will guide you when you're choosing the model, the system or the technology you want to use. All the other things you can say, I think I will be more effective in facilitating this learning if I use this. Then when we come to the second one, assess. Assess, I mean you use the checklist to evaluate. the technology that you have chosen. The tech kit, of course, comes from the defined parts, which are the objectives. So you use the checklist now to assess whether the system or the model or the technology you're using will achieve what you want. So in that case, you want to ask yourself, are the transferable skills being developed? Can students show their work via, for example, web link, URL? For example, we did the e-portfolio thing, and, when you are submitting that, you send the link to the trainer too. So that's just an example of what is against. Then you want to also ask yourself, does the technology support the learning goals I have identified? Does it support? Does it enhance better delivery of the content? Then that one implements. That one is also refers to the you gather impressions. You want to do some, what can I say, the feedback you get from your learners or trainees. You want to use it to be able to see if it's working. You see, when you are implementing the first time, it's always an experiment. You are not 100% guaranteed this is going to work. The learners have different needs, so you have to make sure the system or the technology you have adopted fits their needs and maybe achieving the learning outcome. So in that part, you can also make a statement or by saying, in observing the students engaging with this activity or with this technology, I notice this, and this, and this. This will guide you in the finding. Then feedback from students about this technology is, as a trainer, you understand that the learning process is two-way. It's not about you just giving out content. The trainers have to be part and parcel of the technology you are adopting. Then the final one, refine. That's just a reflection on the activity or the whole procedure from the first step to the fourth. So in refining, you want to make changes because even a good technology might need you to adjust one or two things. So you have to ask your questions like, what worked? When I was using this, maybe these PowerPoint presentations, what worked? What did it work? And why did it work? And then also you want to say, I need to change this and that, so that whatever you have adopted, fits your learners. Yeah, that's the end of the sections. Thank you. I will welcome my colleague.